Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya, Ausa, District Latur. It's organized a World Record Series 2. Today is the 110th day of the series.
Is Neha Sharma madam. So first of all, I welcome to you madam for the dais.
Thank you, sir.
I welcome to the chief organizer of the World Record Series 2, Honorable Principal M. Betkar sir. I welcome to all my colleagues from my college. IQAC coordinator Dr. Sanjay Kale sir, Dr. Anita Dhole madam, Dr. Karar sir, Dr. Sudhir Garar sir, vocational supervisor Praveen Utge sir, and others. And lastly, I warmly welcome to all the participants, teachers. Now, today's topic for the presentation is emotional intelligence in the workplace. Now, going to present Honorable Neha Sharma madam. Before her presentation for the topic, in short, I would like to introduce the keynote speaker. Neha Sharma madam, she is an assistant professor from Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology, Rohini, New Delhi. So with this introduction, now I would like to request the keynote speaker, please start your presentation on the topic emotional intelligence in the workplace. Madam, please welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for a wonderful and a warm introduction. Thank you so much. And I would also like to congratulate Dr. Betkar for creating such a huge platform for sharing ideas pan-India. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me first share my screen. I hope I'll be able to share the screen. Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So, very good evening to everyone. So, let's begin with the topic emotional intelligence in the workplace. Emotional intelligence, as the word itself, with my experience, I would say it cannot be taught. It can be learned. It can be learned by exploring your own self through your own experiences over a period of time. It's not like physics, chemistry, or maths, or any other subject that can be taught. It is like you can explore within yourself your own experiences in your day to day life, other people's experiences through observation, and in general, you can just explore and learn from your own experiences over a period of time, because emotions, they vary from person to person. Even different people have different emotions and different way to handle those emotions. So it is everything. When we talk about emotional intelligence, it is all within your own self. So first you have to understand your own self, and then only you can exhibit and learn the importance of emotional intelligence in your day-to-day life. Now let me begin with a question that you can just go through it. How many of you agree that your life would have been better if you have better strategies to regulate your own emotions? So definitely, I would expect that most of us will say yes to this, because yes, our life would have been better in many terms if we know how to handle our own emotions in different stages of life. Another question: how many of you agree that your life would have been better if others have better strategies to regulate their emotions? Because we are into this society where we need to interact with different people at different points of time. So definitely, I would expect this question to be also answered. In the answer would be yes, that our life would be better if other people around us whom we interact have better strategies to regulate their own emotions. Now, we all are at the same pace when we talk about emotions. It's not that easy to handle the emotions in our day to day life or similarly at the workplace. So, let's understand what is emotional intelligence and how it is going to help us in our work life. So, emotional intelligence is a term created by Peter Salvoy and John Mayer, and it was primarily popularized by Daniel Goleman, the very popular name when we talk about emotional intelligence. So, emotional intelligence, also known as emotional quotient, it is the ability of individual oneself to recognize their own emotions. We have lot many emotions in our life. Are we able to recognize our own emotions, recognize that whether we are happy, whether we are sad, are we excited? Do we know the difference between being happy and being excited at the workplace? Are we aware of the difference of our emotions when we are excuse me, when we are sad, when we are jealous, or maybe when we are not happy with some of the other things going around? So we need to recognize our own emotions. That is important, and also similarly those of others emotions too, differentiating between different feelings that we are dealing with within, and label them appropriately. Are we sad? Are we jealous? Are we fearful at this point of time? So we need to differentiate and label our feelings appropriately. We use emotional information to guide thinking and behavior. Now, this information, this emotional information about your feelings, whether you are being sad, whether you are being happy, whether you are jealous, whether you are fearful, you are excited, all these emotional feelings we can use as an emotional information to guide our thinking and our decisions that we are taking in life and our behavior, and that will manage or adjust our emotions to adapt to the environment or achieve one's goal. Now, these are the three important pillars of success: IQ, which everybody is aware of IQ, emotional quotient or emotional intelligence, and spiritual quotient. IQ is all about your mental ability, what I think, how quick I can think, how quick I can make decisions, how rightfully I can make a decision. Okay, so that is all about IQ. The decisions that you take, the way you think based on all the facts and information that is available to you. Emotional quotient is what I feel, because your feelings are going to affect your decision. Your feeling is going to affect the IQ level that you have at a particular point of time. So, what I feel. And spiritual quotient is all about who am I? What is the purpose of me being in this particular life? Okay, so let's come to EQ. Emotional intelligence, it describes the ability to understand, as I said, one's own emotion. First, understand and then label our emotions and our feelings in an appropriate way, in a correct way. Because to regulate our emotions, first we need to understand what emotions am I going through. As I said, we need to differentiate between, am I sad right now? Am I jealous with somebody? Or am I fearful? Okay, so these are the three different feelings we need to differentiate. So, similarly, there are other feelings that you might be going through at different point of time and different moments. So, you need to first understand your own emotions, your feelings, and then label it appropriately, because unless and until you identify and know your feeling, you cannot regulate them. It also provides greater insight on how emotion influences motivation and behavior, because we need to understand if I'm sad right now or maybe I'm fearful, so what would be my behavior? In which direction do I go? Do I start shouting on the people around me, maybe at the workplace or in my day to day life? Or do I keep calm, go for a walk? Okay, or maybe have a cup of coffee. Okay, so we need to provide an insight into our own self or how these emotions are influencing my life, and what strategies am I using to regulate them. It talk about intrapersonal intelligence. Emotional intelligence, when I talk about, it talks about intrapersonal intelligence, intelligence and interpersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence is all about capacity to understand one own self. First of all, understanding your emotions and then regulating it appropriately for your own benefit. And second is interpersonal intelligence. It is capacity to understand the other people's emotion and how you can motivate and regulate them. That is all about social skills, your interpersonal skills with other people. Let's understand a brief difference between IQ and EQ. IQ, as I said, it's all about what you think in your mind, what decisions you make, how quick you are in making your decisions, and how right your decisions were. So it is all about your logical, analytical mind, reasoning abilities, abstract thinking, specific thinking, and problem solving abilities. Whereas on the other side, emotional intelligence or EQ, it's all about empathy, understanding people's situation, their emotions, thoughtful, good interpersonal relationships, good social skills, survival skills, thoughtful, and being sensitive to people around. Helps IQ, on the other hand, it helps you to get in the door. Get in the door means it helps you to crack the interviews. It helps you to get into a good workplace, a good company, start with a good career. But EQ helps you succeed in the job in the long run. Okay. IQ, on the other hand, it measures the ability to learn and understand your own self. Okay, ability to learn and understand different softwares, maybe, or different skills that are required in the market. EQ is the measure of ability to use your emotions tactfully over a period of time. Because human beings, we cannot separate emotions from human beings. They are a part and parcel of our life. We cannot say that at the workplace I'll be neutral and I don't carry any emotions. I'm highly professional. It's completely unrealistic. You carry your emotions even when when some things affect in your personal life. You carry that emotions even at your workplace. That is quite natural for being for human beings. So you need to have the ability. EI is all about having the ability to regulate your emotions, to use your emotions for your own benefit, either at the workplace or maybe in your life. IQ is all about trying to convince everyone by facts and figures. And EQ is all about trying to convince everyone by reasoning, by touching the heart of somebody through your words, or maybe through your understanding, through your empathy, and through your sensitive ability to recognize the other people. IQ people are book smart, whereas EQ people are heart smart. And IQ will definitely get you through any good school job, but EQ will actually get you through the life. The research has actually proved that IQ contributes only 10 to 25% of success in your life, whereas EQ, emotional intelligence, it contributes 75% to your success in your life. Now, who needs EQ? I would say everybody needs EQ, emotional intelligence in life, whether it's your personal life or professional life. It is very important to balance your emotions. First of all, identify your emotions, identify your feelings, appropriately labeling your feelings and identifying them, and then balancing it so that it benefits you in the personal as well as professional life. A high EQ helps individuals to communicate better, because communication, when we talk about communication, has two broader aspects. One is you need to have the clarity in your mind, and then the clarity of expression. So first of all, to have the clarity in your mind needs to be very peaceful. It needs to have a strong understanding of your own abilities and other people's emotions and abilities and all. And then only you can have the clarity in your mind, what to say, when to say, how to say, whether to say it or not to say, and then only you can express it in a better way. So for that, you need a very high emotional intelligence. It helps in reducing the anxiety at the workplace, stress level in your life, to diffuse the conflicts in a better way, improve the relationships in your life, whether it's a professional or personal. empathize with others, and effectively overcoming the life challenges. Now, why is emotional intelligence important? Emotional intelligence is important for all of us from these four different aspects. One is it helps in improving our performances in the professional life. But how performances? If you are good in mental health, if you are good in physical health, automatically your performance will boost up in your professional career, in your professional life. Now, emotional intelligence, if you are high in emotional intelligence, you are able to regulate and balance your emotions at the workplace. Automatically, your mental health will be your mental health will be very good, and automatically that mental health will transfer and give the results to your physical health equally. So automatically your performance will increase in the workplace, and obviously, as I discussed before, emotional intelligence, it helps in creating better relationships at the workplace. Why better relationships? Because we develop the quality of being empathizing, being sensitive to people around. We understand our own emotions, and we know how to balance those emotions when we are interacting with people around. And at the same time, we also understand other person's emotions, and other person's state of mind and everything, and then the communication takes place. So automatically it helps in developing the relationships at the workplace and even at the personal life. So this is how emotional intelligence is so important. Now, why is emotional intelligence important at workplace? It is very, very beneficial to have emotional intelligence at the workplace, especially when you are at a high level positions in the organization and you are dealing with a team of people. Every now and then you have a team of people whom you need to motivate, whom you need to aspire, whom you need to influence to work towards the achievement of the goals of the organization. So for that, you need to have a very high EQ. The research published in the American Journal of Pharmaceutical Education has proven that a strong propensity in emotional intelligence increases one's ability to make sound decisions, build and sustain a collaborative relationships, because you understand people, you understand the importance of people around you. You are able to influence people, because leadership and emotional intelligence, it goes hand in hand. You are able to deal effectively with your own stress, and if you can deal with your own stress, definitely you're not going to pass your stress to your team one level down. Okay, so your team will be happy with you, working with you, and automatically you'll be having a good collaborative relationships with them and better outcomes at the workplace. It enables an individual not only to perform well in the workplace, but also in accomplishing various other goals and objectives in his or her own personal life. Now, how does emotional intelligence help managers around? EI manager, as I said, manager has a team of people working with him or her. So at the workplace, when there is a team of people working with you, it's not a team of people, it's a team of people having a lot of emotions. Every person is different from every other person. Every emotion is different from every other emotion the person is going through. So it is not that easy to deal with lot of emotions of different peoples around when you are a manager in the organization. There would be a conflicts in the organization, there would be a disagreements in the organization, there would be a tense situations in the organization where it is difficult for you to come to a consensus to make everybody feel comfortable and agree to a particular solution. So EI helps you in EI helps you tactfully dealing with all the disagreements and all the possible tense situations that you might go around with people when you are a manager in the organization. Leaders who take time to understand different perspectives work towards establishing a middle ground in disagreements. They come to they know how to balance people when they are disagreeing to each other. They know how to pay attention on how people are responding to each other. What is the best response that they can reflect to the team, and they can make people feel heard, feel respected, and feel valued The people with a high emotional intelligence or the manager with a high emotional intelligence can try to help people feel heard, and even people feel valued and respected, and that will help them to willing to compromise and come to a consensus easily. So this is how it helps the managers with a high emotional intelligence to tackle different people around them. Now, these are the 5 important components of emotional intelligence at the workplace: self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So, it is in a sequence that we need to follow. First is self awareness. Rather than judging any other person on their own emotions or responses to the situation, first we need to understand our own self. We need to understand our own feelings, our own emotions, and we need to label them appropriately to grow and develop. Because we should know, at least I should know what emotion I'm going through right now. What is this particular feeling? I can label it as. Because unless and until I'm aware of my own emotions and feelings, how I am going to regulate them over a period of time for my own benefit. So let's understand self-awareness. So it is all about ability to identify your own emotions and emotional triggers, which is any particular feeling or any particular situation or a person who is triggering you, your emotions and your feelings. You need to identify, need to understand that. Being aware of your feelings help you understand how others might perceive your emotions. Okay, you also need to understand that this is what I perceive about my feelings and emotions, and what people, close people around me, are perceiving about my own emotions. Okay, I might say I'm not angry. I might say I'm not angry, but the person sitting next to me might be experiencing that and might be sharing it with me that I'm angry. So how people perceive my emotions, that is also equally important. So you might use self awareness at work to understand how you are viewed by your coworkers, by your client, or by your managers around you. And thereafter, self regulation. Self regulation is basically to balance, to control, and adjust your emotions to create a more positive effect around you. Now, self regulation, when I talk about regulating your own emotions, now different people have different emotions, and different emotions, different people can have different regulation strategies to deal with their emotions. Say, for example, I'm very stressed, okay, I'm depressed due to some or the other reason, I'm not happy right now. So, my strategy would be I might go for a long walk. Okay, I might have a cup of coffee. I might call a friend and talk to him or her over a call. So there are different regulation strategies for different people, and my strategies cannot be adopted. You might not be comfortable with your, you might not be comfortable with the my strategy. Different people have different strategies, so we need to learn and balance out. We need to understand what are our own strategies to deal with the emotions and different feelings that we are going around. Motivation. Motivation is the urge and desire to do something. So, as a manager in the organization, as a leader, you need to motivate people, your team, every now and then. It is the urgent desire to do something. It relates to the emotional intelligence because your desires can promote different feelings towards something. Okay, so as I said, leadership and emotional intelligence always goes hand in hand. For example, having a desire to complete all your daily tasks successfully might display that you have an might you might display an intrinsic motivation, which might be beneficial for all your team around you. So your team will automatically get influenced with a particular strategy that you are adopting. Empathy. Empathy is the ability to identify and understand the feelings of another person, putting yourself into other person's situation and try to understand what the other person is feeling. Now, understanding the feelings of others allow you to handle the workplace situations more effectively, because you understand people, you understand their emotions, you understand their feelings. There are various non-verbal gestures and signs of the person that might help you to understand what they are going through, and all these things will help you and make you a better and effective communicator. For instance, when a coworker is showing a signs of dismay, you can react with empathy to elevate a situation that might have become worse if you don't understand other person's situation or understand their emotions and feelings. So if you don't understand and you react and respond in a different way, so that might worsen the situation at the workplace, the relationships and all. But if you have a high emotional intelligence, it is easy for you to understand people around. Social skills. Social skills are basically the tools used to communicate and interact with other people. Having stronger social skills make you effective communicator and allows you to listen, speak, and resolve conflicts as a manager more effectively in the organization. Social skills can be used in the workplace to develop your career and are essential tools for leaders. Now, let me talk about a little practical aspect of the five different components of emotional intelligence. The strategy which we generally need to follow is let me share an example. Whatever things are happening to us in our life, whatever the situation is there, our life get triggered by so many external stimulus and situations, external events. Now it all depends on excuse me, it all depends on how we respond to that particular situation. The outcome will change based on our response to a particular situation, because we cannot change a situation, we cannot change a person, we cannot change the event happening around us, but we definitely work on ourselves and focus on our own strategies to respond to a particular situation. Say for example, my boss gave me a stared look, and I'm not happy with that look. I don't know what to do. And throughout the day, I keep on thinking that maybe my boss is not happy with me. Maybe I'm not doing good. Maybe I have made a mistake, and I'll spoil my entire day based on that particular one emotion and feeling. The other way around would be, my boss gave me a stared look, and I'm not sure what happened. I didn't do anything, so how will I respond to the situation? I'll go to my boss and I'll say and share my feelings with him or her, that what happened, have I done any mistake, because I didn't like the way you give me a stared look and all. What I can do for that? Now this might lead this will not lead you thinking or carrying that emotion with you throughout the day. The boss might say, no, I was occupied somewhere else, I was busy. No, it has nothing to do with you. That can also be one of the situation which we might not have think. But when I have interacted with my boss, I have shared my feelings, emotions with my boss, that this is what I felt. I didn't felt good that you didn't responded to my good morning, or you gave a stared look and all. And he responded that no, it has nothing to do with you, I was occupied thinking something else. So definitely now that emotion will cut off at that point of time itself, and you will proceed your day in a very positive way. So this is how I just wanted to communicate that it's not about others, it's not about the situations which are going on around in our life, it's not about the event circumstances which are going around in our life. It's all about our response to that particular situation, our response to that particular emotion, our response to that particular event that is happening around will definitely change the outcome. Now, why is emotional intelligence important in the workplace? So, again, I would like to reiterate these things. It helps in understanding the non-verbal communication of the people around us. Non-verbal communication is like without any words, maybe through your facial expression, through your body language. I'm trying to make out that what you're going through. Are you happy? Are you sad and all? So I have a chance to fix the situation before it arises into a problem. For example, if you notice a co-worker displaying some nonverbal signs of sadness, you might take that person aside and talk to them, share, let them share his or her emotions, and also it it actually leads to better interpersonal relationships with people around, in the workplace. And the moment you have better interpersonal relationships, you are a good communicator, you understand the gestures and people and the emotions of the people around you, people will feel more comfortable talking to you, people will trust you, and definitely it will make you a better manager and a leader at the workplace. Another important thing is be self aware of personal emotions. So, as I said, this is the first important thing before judging anybody else's emotions or understanding anybody else. First, you need to understand your own emotions and how your emotions, your feelings are influencing your behavior at the workplace, and how you are being perceived at different point of time with different emotions, how you are being perceived by your co-worker, by your colleague, by your client, or maybe by your manager. So that is very important. High emotional intelligence at the workplace will definitely improve efficiencies. When you are empathetic and understanding of people's emotions, you can make good decisions with ease and complete tasks more efficiently. You'll have a good time management. You'll be able to, because high EI means you have a very balanced mental health. Okay, anybody, any situation, any circumstances, or any person is not affecting you in depth, or even if it is affecting you in depth through your emotions and feelings, you know how to balance it. Okay, you know when to speak, what to speak, how to speak, when not to speak. Okay, so you are aware of all these things. So when you have a high EI, it can help you further your career. As I said, emotional intelligence and leadership, it goes hand in hand. Actively displaying abilities such as patience, active listening, positivity, and empathy can help you advance to a leadership role and to earn a title, promotion, or raise in the workplace. Because leadership is like one ability to influence people. It requires a very high level of emotional intelligence. And it also encourages others to develop a strong interpersonal skills. So emotions are contagious, and displaying explicit emotion, motivation, empathy, responsibility, and teamwork, and that could encourage your team to follow along, because what you are exhibiting, what you are displaying, automatically your team will develop those abilities and emotions with a strong personal connect with you. Now, how to improve emotional intelligence in the workplace? Now, what are the ways to improve our emotional intelligence? So, first of all, identify your weaknesses, identify your emotions, identify where you go, where you feel weak with your emotions. Maybe जब मुझे गुस्सा आता है, so I can't control my anger, and I vomit out, or maybe I start behaving in a way which I should not with other people around me. So you need to identify that. Self awareness is very, very important. You need to assess your own feelings, your own weak points, your own emotions that guide you and that influence you and your behavior when you are dealing with people around. And the moment you are aware of your weaknesses, aware of your this emotions, then you can find out the regulation strategies. What are your strategies to balance out your emotions and use these emotions and feelings for your own benefit? Second is review your emotional intelligence history. Emotional intelligence history is like you need to note down, you need to point down, note down your past experiences like when you were angry, so what did you do and what was the outcome? Was it beneficial for you? What is beneficial for the people around you or not? Okay, so you need to look back to your life. You need to look back to your behavior in the past. What in different situations that you have encountered in your life, what emotions did you carry, and did you carry your emotions or emotions carried you in different situation? Okay, so you need to note down certain important elements of your emotional intelligence history in the past, so that you need to know that what are the areas of improvement I can move ahead, or maybe in your personal life, to tell you how you communicate with people and what are the different aspects of emotions and feelings that influence your behavior and that you need to take care of. So you need to use this advice to understand how others might perceive you and what you can do to make a positive change. Another important aspect, ask for help. To improve emotional intelligence in the workplace, consider asking for help around from your manager or from your mentor or from your friend or from your family member. Explain your desire to improve, that how, what, in what aspect, in what area you would like to improve. Maybe a leadership skill, maybe balancing your anger, and take advice and suggestions from people around you whom you trust and whom you feel that they are the right person to guide you. Practice emotional intelligence daily. Practice everything you learn about emotional intelligence from yourself and others every day. Identify your weakness, ask for help, regular take down the feedback of people around you, which can definitely provide you the areas of improvement in different aspects in your life. Some tasks might involve just yourself, like looking into the mirror, identifying, assessing your own body language and facial expressions. So these are the tasks or the things that you can do it by yourself and improve upon. Other tasks might include communicating with a variety of people to practice your emotional intelligence in the real world. When you are angry, you know you should be aware that you are angry, and then you please identify your own behavior, that whether anger is influencing your behavior, or you know how to balance your behavior irrespective of whether you are angry or sad. So self exploration, self assessment is very important when we talk about emotional intelligence. Nobody else will help you out, only they can help you in giving a feedback. Rest all you need to explore within yourself. You need to identify your emotions, your feelings. You need to label them properly. You need to develop your own regulation strategies to handle different emotions that you are going through. You're making an effort to improve your emotional intelligence can definitely help you progress in your career while inspiring others also to do the same. Now, these are certain benefits of emotional intelligence at the workplace. As I said, it helps in building an effective communication. It helps in reducing stress. There are certain strategies like doing yoga in the morning, meditation, and all. So that also helps in improving your mental health and gives you better and more clarity on different aspects of your life, and you'll be able to analyze and identify your own self in a better way. That me time is very much necessary. So emotional intelligence will help you in reducing stress. It helps in increasing the accountability. You will not blame people around you when it comes to anything. If something goes wrong, high emotional intelligence people will always take the accountability of their task, of their work, and of their actions and behavior around them. High emotional intelligence people, it improves helps in improving workplace environment. Imagine a leader having a very high emotional intelligence. They understand your emotions. They understand. They're a good communicator, and they help you feel valued and respected in the organization. Then definitely that improves the workplace environment. It encourages flexibility because you won't be rigid, because this helps. High emotional intelligence will help you in accepting that different people have different opinions, different viewpoints, and there are different possible solutions to a one problem. So that actually encourages and develops flexibility. If you have a high emotional intelligence, it boosts organizational commitment, it augments motivation and engagement of people, of your team around you. It enhances your time management because emotional intelligence will definitely develop a high and a strong clarity in your mind. It also strengthens customer service. We all believe that happy employee will definitely create happy customers. So if you are happy, if you are in balance with your emotions at the workplace, definitely it will strengthen the customer service for the organization. It enriches teamwork and encourages teamwork in the organization and promotes a very strong leadership in the organization. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much. I hope it was an insightful session for all of us.
Okay, thanks a lot, madam, for wonderful presentation here.
Thank you so much.
Now I would like to ask dear participants, after this presentation, please, if you have any query or doubt, please come ahead and discuss with madam, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Topic is a very wonderful and a very contemporary topic about
Thank you.
intelligence and very pertinent with respect to the how
Sir,
the
your voice
emotional
is
intelligence is going to help. How the emotional intelligence is going to help in a big way to the teachers.
Sorry.
How this emotional intelligence will help the teachers to be more successful in their career.
Yes, definitely. Emotional intelligence is going to help teachers around because we are dealing with students and we are dealing with growing students who are dealing with different emotions in their life, different emotions, and it is very difficult for them as they are not experienced at all with the new emotions which might come, which might they might encounter and all. So, as a teacher with a high emotional intelligence, first of all, verbal form or maybe through verbal form, we can encourage them to share their feelings and emotions with us so that we can guide them. So, to guide a student to balance their emotions, we need to first have a high emotional intelligence to balance our own emotions.
But what I think, the primary teachers and secondary teachers have the training program of BEd program, BEd program, ML program. But as far as teachers of university and undergraduate, they just complete their post-graduation, they come to teaching profession, and there are most of teachers failing in controlling the class and understand students. I think this should be taught to them as compulsory, what I presume. What is your take on this?
Definitely, sir. I completely agree to what you said because without emotional intelligence, we'll not be happy in our life as well as will not make others happy and guide them towards the right direction. So emotional intelligence is really required irrespective of the teacher from a primary school or a professors or professors from a undergraduate or postgraduate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now again I request dear participants, please, if you have any query, please come ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir, please.
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening, ma'am. Good evening, Dr. Bedkar, sir. Prashant, sir. Madam, thank you very much. Wonderful presentation. And one thing I want to ask, when we are talking about the group dynamics, and everyone is having their own setup of mind and emotional setup of mind.
Yes,
so whatever sometimes our decisions may be liked by some people and some people doesn't like those decisions. So as a managerial skill, how to manage those aspects, because it happens most of the time. Some people appreciate, some people doesn't appreciate because their setups are very different. We cannot change their setup. So how we can adjust our own setup?
Agree. So it is all about when we talk about leader, it is all about whether people are accepting you as a leader or not. People are getting influenced by what you are saying or not. So the moment you adapt, the moment you place yourself as a leader in the organization with a high emotional intelligence aspect, that you understand people, you value people, you respect people in the organization by your abilities of leadership with and high emotional intelligence, automatically the acceptability and the disagreements. This is the importance of emotional intelligence in a workplace, be with a manager or be with us. So the moment you have acceptability of people around, automatically the disagreements will lower down. People know that you are good at decision making, you understand our emotions, and you're working for the benefit of the organization. Your decisions were sound in the past, and you have handled things very accurately, and so automatically the acceptability will increase if you have a high emotional intelligence and this disagreement of time.
Ma'am, it is said like, in a group at dynamics, like 100 people are there. So some people are very social where they will cooperate. Some people are asocial, they will not do anything. They'll be very inert, and some people will be antisocial also. So in such an instance, it happens most of the time. Those people who are in an antisocial aspect, they try to demoralize other people also. That is how the group dynamics really works. So many of the times, when we are saying something maybe a good for everyone, for the society, for community, but still, there are some elements they are coming like this.
I agree. So a different situation has
We cannot
different
reject
strategies.
them. We cannot reject them. We cannot neglect them also.
Agree.
So, Madam, myself, Dr. Vilasipur, calling from Aurangabad, Babu University.
Good evening, sir.
One question. Very good evening. I was working at a very big company as a accounts officer. Then from last 16 years at the university. So my question is that, so I am feeling about particularly there may be the difference between handling the people as a managerial skills. Of course, the principal, like my friend Betkar sir, is like a manager. He is managing several people, several subordinates, several suppose equivalent position. But other people, other principals, other supposed to the Malik of college, Sanstha Chalak. Suppose they are, which type of policy they are supposed to using as a managerial skill? Is it my question to IQ and emotional intelligence and another one is?
Sir, I'm not clear with the question.
That is research question, very big question. So difference between the corporate sector and educational sector related to the managerial skill. So which type of policy they are supposed to using, which intelligence they are using for the purpose to handling the people.
So, being in the education sector, it is like I personally agree. You need to have a very high emotional intelligence because you're dealing with students every now and then, and a class of more than 50, 60 students at a time. You cannot lose your temper every now and then. You need to have better strategies to deal with the student engagement, and motivating and inspiring students to listen to you. And at the same time, in the corporate sector, again, emotional intelligence is equally required, and there more of identifying your own emotions, dealing with the emotions, understanding other person's emotions, because you are dealing with the social skills, interpersonal skills. You need to understand people, and you need to deal with them, because every person is different from every other person. Every emotion is different. So you need to develop a very high EI to take decisions in the organization that everybody accepts and follows you, and go with you. So that is important.
So there is a one proverb, BA hatakhali CA, means the CA working under the supervision of BA. So that is type of strategy we are supposed to experiencing in the society while I am working with this field. But in the corporate sector, there was very good. This tools has been used for the purpose to improve the work cultures and organizational culture, which will be lead to mass production.
Okay.
So you are just supposed to thinking and discussing, but not following. So Bedkar sir is very nicely following such type of managerial quality. I appreciate about work, ma'am. So this is
Okay.
the fact that people not supposed to the just motivation. स्तुति नहीं करे वस्तु स्थिति है. ही स्तुति नहीं है तर ही वस्तु स्थिति है. Okay. So this is the fact, not artificial.
Thank you, Dr. Badiuddin sir, Swanand Shukla sir, Dr. Vilas sir, for asking nice questions. Madam, you have answered it very well. So thanks to you all. Now I request the chief organizer, Honorable Principal sir, please come and have a final note on the session. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Now I move towards the vote of thanks. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya, Ausa, District Latur, is organizing a World Record Series 2, and today is the 110th day of the series. And topic was very relevant to everybody's life, that is emotional intelligence in the workplace. We have been presented Honorable Neha Sharma Madam so nicely. Ma'am have highlighted the different aspects to the topics. What is meant by emotional intelligence? How does emotional intelligence help to manage us? Then 3 pillars of the success. How can one improve his or her emotional intelligence? Then different signs of emotional intelligence. Then self-regulations, how to regulate the own emotions. Then how to improve the emotional intelligence in the workplace, as well as what are the benefits of emotional intelligence in the workplace. Now these are the points covered in her lecture. So I am very, very thankful to you, madam. I express sincere gratitude towards you by present over here. Thank you very much, madam. Then I thanks to Honorable Principal Sir, M. Betkar Sir, who is the Chief Organizer of the World Record Series 2. I thanks to all my colleagues from my college, IQAP Coordinator Dr. Sanjay Kale Sir, Dr. Sudhir Garad Sir, Dr. Karar Sir, Dr. Anita Dhole Madam, Vocational Supervisor Praveen Utke Sir. And last but not least, all my dear participants, I thanks to you a lot because you are the persons who motivates us and join the series on time always. So thanks to you, many thanks to you. I also thanks Sonu Kumar sir who always be on the screens and join perfectly on the times. So thanks to you and the persons those who ask the questions, Dr. Badiuddin sir, Swami Shukla sir, Dr. Vilas sir, and all others. So thanks to you. With this, now I request dear participants, please fill the feedback link which is given in the chat box. Now, with the kind permission of the chief organizer of the series, I declare that today's session is over. Thanks a lot. Thanks to you all. Madam, thank you very much for
Thank you so
paying
much, sir.
valuable time to us. Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so much.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
सर आपका माइक बंद है। सर नंबर मैंने आपको दिया था, बात हुई थी क्या सर से? जरूर सर।